upset when he's stopped by police on the motorway.
This week on Motorway.
No bullshit, none of this. Neck me, all right?
A tantrum in the traffic for Steve and Keir. Things hot up for Paul. And it's burning rubber Mick has to worry about.
Oscar Tango 1, Mike Upper, over.
Oscar Tango 1, over.
Yes, 10 please. Roof number 135. Stinger, no tracker, my own mobile phone, over.
Police officers Paul Clackett and Keith Rowley are starting their shift, and there's no time to relax.
We've had a call on the M6 southbound, a report of a car on fire. Hopefully we should see it as we're going north, so we can tell the control room its exact location, so they can hopefully put some signals on for us.
Crucial to the smooth running of Birmingham's motorways is the police control centre at Perry Bar, next to the M6. It's the nerve centre of 107 miles of carriageway, monitored by 68 cameras and a high-tech communications network. It's in constant touch with patrols out on the motorway.
Oh yes, going very well. It's surprising the number we do get. It's normally the front half of the car that goes. I haven't, touch wood, had one where the petrol tank's gone up.
Invariably we will find it before the patrol. We get the information coming in. If it comes in from a motorway phone, then we know to within a few feet where the incident is, and by using the systems we can look on the nearest camera. We get more problems with mobile phones because we get incidents reported that are 2 or 3 junctions out in the location.
Our priority is 1, to make sure there's nobody in it, and 2 is to get the lane closed, keep the rest of the traffic away from it, and give the fire brigade a lane to work in once they arrive at the scene. There's the bloke, so it's just past there. Stop about there. We'll stick it in lane 1, let the goons come past. Where's he going? Oh, look. Nearly had you. Morning. Yeah. He's left all his passengers in it. No, it's just the one occupant.
Basically, it's coming down, the skate just shot straight to it. Literally about 5-10 seconds later, big bang, big puff of smoke out the back, so literally just pulled straight over, forcibly by a box, just got out, thrown the RAC, just turned around, there was a flame on the floor.
What sort of car is it? Driver 200. A new one?
Nice. Right, NREG.
For the unmarked video car and PC Mick Cope, it's burning rubber that's the problem.
Speed of the Vector in lane 3 as it goes under the bridge. And drop down a little bit. I would have been disappointed if it was a Vector travelling at a speed limit, but I don't think there is such an animal. It's coming off the junction 3 by the looks of it. Just not quite sure where he's going to do it. Well, that's a 300-yard countdown marker. If it comes across now, I'm going to cut it fine. Into lane 2, in front of the tanker, just as I thought he would.
The Vectra's hasty exit was a dangerous manoeuvre, and Mick would like a word. But it's a question of finding somewhere to pull over.
Excuse me, Mr. Driver, but I'm just going to come round here now. Put the rear reds on so they don't upset him. the bus stop. Is there a spot somewhere I can find? Somewhere around here's got to be a nice spot. Yes, you. And he knows it.
In a matter of minutes, the car fire has reduced an expensive vehicle to a burnt-out wreck.
Do you want the keys? Yes. I'll check it, they're not in the ignition. Bit of excitement for the morning. If you look at the back there, the inlet manifold was in aluminium's all gone. Normally the engine's sort of all the bits stay, but when there's that intense heat, the aluminium, as you see, it just melts and disappears. Doesn't the bonnet release work? Very lucky, because it could have happened while he'd been travelling along. The only thing he's complaining about is he hasn't got his coat and he's a bit cold. But looking at the car, he's a very fortunate man, because he went up very rapidly. I'm always relieved when there's nobody hurt and injured. They can mend cars. People are a bit harder to put back together.
Very lucky, yes. Obviously, if I'd stayed in there and a couple of moments longer, it could have just engulfed me. Quite shaky. Yeah, quite shaky. I think the laughter's coming from fear more than anything else.
Afternoon.
Hi.
Could you think of any reason why I should want to follow you down from the M42 and then ask you to stop?
Probably because I was going a bit too fast.
I was thinking of something a little bit worse than the speed. Can you think of how you came to leave the motorway?
Yeah. I came across... I left it too late to come across.
Well, no. When you started off, you were in the right place. And then 300 yards from the junction, you decided to see how many cars you could overtake.
Yeah.
Because I'm following you, and at the 300-yard mark, you decide to pull out and overtake people. 300 yards from the junction.
Yeah, I know.
You pulled out into the outside lane, you got into the middle lane, and having gone to the middle lane, what was the last vehicle you came across just before you actually made it off? Tanker, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Now, the reason why I followed you down here at that speed
Yeah.
is 81 behind the other cars, which is doing a similar speed.
Yeah.
So there's obviously a problem there in your speed. You were going too fast on the motorway, but you got caught up by traffic, so your average came down, and that's why I was watching you.
Yeah.
You can leave it late, but not to the extent where you then start to go out to overtake people, because you're already in the right place. Quite simply, from a police observation, that is considered to be careless driving.
Yeah.
Because there is no consideration given to anybody else, because at the 300-yard marker you should have your left-hand indicator on, bringing the speed down to come off.
Yeah.
What we have to tell you is that you will be reported for the consideration of the question of prosecuting you for the offence of careless driving.
Okay.
That is a notice of intended prosecution, and all it means is that I will submit a report to my senior officers saying exactly what I've seen today in respect to the way in which you came across there, and the fact that I've stopped you and pointed out to you the offence of careless driving.
Okay.
You were in the wrong place at the right time for me, I think, is one way of putting it, but that's the
I shouldn't
way.
have done it anyway.
That's the way
because
it goes.
I sat behind that van and I thought, no, I wonder if I got it. I could just, because I don't want to lose getting off at junction 3. I don't want to get off at junction 2. And I just went.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
Well, there you go.
The driver was given the chance either to face a charge of careless driving or to go on the driver improvement scheme.
Do you want to come and have a look at the stuff that they've got out of the car that they've put on the side, just so you can decide what you want to take you with you when the RAC come?
There's a jacket hanging up, has that been burnt?
I think so.
And on the cards.
It's not the fleece one.
No, there's the other one.
Oh, is it? This is the one from the suit, was it?
Yeah. It's a jacket, it's because it had all my credit cards in it.
I'll have a quick look, see if it's in there. Oh. a bit damp.
No, I don't want the jacket, I just want the cards. Oh, they're still intact. Yeah. It's alright. New suit as well.
Yeah. Jump in the cab, it's a bit warmer. Don't think it'll start. Nah, battery's flat. Got some extra weight on that. Shall we dance? 1, 2, 3. Somebody's got to do it.
To people who don't see them on a regular basis, it's a bit of excitement, but when you've seen one or two, the novelty value wears off, so you just get on with the job.
In part 2,
I don't want to hear no bullshit. Nip me. Just
a tantrum in the traffic for Steve and Keir.
This summer we'll see our hottest sale ever. There'll be hotspots in the south, in the north, well, everywhere actually. For the hottest ever summer savings, pick up the Argos Summer Sale Supplement now. Phew.
No, left.
We just had a call that the car is overturned on the M6 southbound between Junction 7 Great Bar and the centre here, the motorway centre.
A car's been clipped by a lorry and somersaulted onto the hard shoulder. It's landed on its roof, trapping the driver.
It would appear that the vehicle that's turned over was in the centre lane. There's been a lorry running or a HGV running alongside it. The car was probably in the blind spot and the vehicle, the heavy vehicle, has started to move from lane 1 into 2 and has collided with the car, spun it round, and then the car's lost control, gone up into the embankment and turned over.
By an amazing fluke, an off-duty paramedic was following the car when the accident happened.
Well, I'm just on my way past going to night shift at the hospital. And I'm used to stopping at this kind of thing, unfortunately, so it was a case of stop, have a look and see what I can do. Well, the chap's got back pain at the moment, so I managed to spinally immobilise his neck, which is most important to start with. Make sure he stays still, check him over generally, and try and calm down and make safe his daughter.
Elsewhere on the motorway, another lorry is causing trouble for Keir and Steve.
There's a tractor unit broken down just at the bottom of the access slip here. It appears to be in the carriageway. Obviously we can go round and have a look and provide it with some protection, but there's very little other than that we can actually do. What's the problem?
I was just talking to my boss.
Yeah?
No problem.
So you've stopped?
Yeah, well, he told me, look, and I'm not allowed to, I'm not allowed to drive.
Right, move down onto the hard shoulder and pull up again on the hard shoulder. the fact that he was on the phone really had nothing to do with it. It was where he was sat that was the problem. Yeah, reference this vehicle. There's nothing wrong with it. He just stopped to speak to his boss. He's moving down onto the hard shoulder and then he'll be speaking to us. Over. A lot of people may, from a distance back, perceive him as being on the hard shoulder. They start coming down the access slip road, looking over their right-hand shoulder to see if they've got a gap in the lane, thinking he's on the hard shoulder, when in actual fact he's not. Go and get him.
Back at the overturned car, the man is still trapped. He has suspected back injuries and can only be moved with great care. A fire crew is called in to help the ambulance team.
There were a few other cars, but I just carried on past.
What about the lady?
She's with Dad.
Dad, got you.
Sally.
Sally, okay.
That's great.
He was in the car with him.
That's okay. That was my priority in case somebody...
You hang on the front of the vehicle.
Yeah.
There's a fire extinguisher there, just in case.
The fire crew, police and paramedics work together to free the driver. It's a painstakingly slow process. The slightest jolt could result in serious injury.
This isn't our car with me.
He's a very lucky chap, actually. With any luck, he won't come out with too much, but we've had to be very careful with his back. That's our prime concern, and he was complaining of some pain.
Right, can you come and have a sit in the police vehicle, please? Bring with you all your charts and any driving documents that you've got. People break down on the access slip road. There's nothing you can do about it, but when people actually choose to stop on the access slip road for whatever reason, they're putting themselves and a lot of other people in jeopardy. Nothing happened, but it's the potential of what may have happened. You could have had a very serious accident. Good afternoon or good evening to you. Have you any idea why I've asked you to come and speak to us?
Well, I could be coronate, or I could be like on a level at night.
Right. You have stopped in the carriageway of a motorway. It is an offence for you to stop on the carriageway of a motorway.
Nick me, and that's it. Just nick me. Hey, nick me, and that's
Just sit there. Just sit there.
Just nick me.
Just sit there.
But it's finished today.
Hang on, listen.
I don't want to hear that crap. I don't want to hear all this bullshit. Just nick me.
There's certain things
I
which
know the
have to
system.
be...
I know the crack. Just nick me. It's a £20 fine. Nick me. Finish. I don't want to hear no bullshit. Nick me. And that's it, right? I'll send you to the courts, right? You're not allowed to go on the road using your phone. You're not allowed to go on our door to have a piss. You're not allowed to stop me on our door to give me this conference. I was entering the motorway on the slip road, okay? Nick me, and I'll send your £20 to your dirty judge. Capiche or not capiche?
Have we quite finished?
I finished. Nick me. No bullshit. None of this. Nick me, all right? I'll tell you what, right? You're gonna pick the wrong one here. I'm really upset, right? And I am. Nick me, and I'll go quiet. But don't give me the bullshit. I don't want to hear it. So please do me a favour. Nick me. Check my name out and my address. And I'm all right. I'll go.
we will.
Good.
But we have certain procedures we have to go through.
Good.
It's like every day we have to check your wagon.
Right.
We have to say certain things to you. Okay?
Right, have you calmed down now?
Yeah, I have.
Right, I shall carry on then. Will you listen to me? I've got a legal procedure that I've got to go through. I am now going to caution you and tell you that you don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention now something which you later rely on in court. Anything that you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand that?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Is there anything that you wish to say?
No.
Right. And for a kick-off, it's not a £20 fine, It's a £40 fine, together with 3 points on your driving licence.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I have tried to be polite and civil with you.
No.
You have committed an offence.
I know that.
You will be dealt with for that offence. Yeah? Screaming and shouting and swearing at me, I do not appreciate.
Yeah, but it's better than smacking you in the mouth, isn't it?
Go on, try it. Try it.
No, I'm not going to try it. I learnt my lesson.
Right.
That's what's coming at me now, that.
As I can smell something on your breath as well, I'm also going to require you to provide me with a specimen of breath for analysis.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you that if you fail or refuse to provide me with that specimen, that is an offence for which you will be arrested. Do you understand that?
I do.
Are you prepared to provide me with a specimen of breath? Right, I shall just wait for the machine to test itself, at which time I will ask you to blow one long, continuous breath until I tell you to stop. If the test proves to be positive, then you will be arrested and taken to a police station. Have you consumed any alcohol in the last 20 minutes?
No.
Have you used a mouthwash, mouth spray, or taken any medication in the last 20 minutes?
No.
Right, I want you to form a seal around the tube and give one long, continuous breath until I tell you to stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, and stop. Okay, we'll now wait for the machine to give us a reading. Okay, that shows you've passed the test. What it also indicates to me is that you haven't got alcohol in your system.
No, it's not alcohol at all.
What is it then?
My heart attack. I take this medicine, not alcohol at all. You can put your needle in my vein and pull it out. You will find no alcohol at all.
At the overturned car, with the victim now in hospital, police attention turns to accident investigation.
Looking for any signs of blue paint on the vehicle, which may give an indication that it's been in contact with the lorry that we believe it's been in contact with. We've already found one piece of blue paint. There's rubber marks, what appears to be rubber marks, point of contact there. Blue paint indicating a contact with another vehicle. We believe this is the side of the vehicle that was first struck, the near side.
At the night's other incident, things have calmed down.
One of those things, it goes with the job, I'm afraid. Nobody likes having their driving criticised. As a wagon driver, he considers himself to be a professional, an expert. So where it might upset some people, it probably really upsets him. We don't know what other problems he's got at home, and we could have just been the wrong place at the wrong time. So we copped it both barrels.
The driver of the overturned car was later discharged from hospital with minor injuries. The accident now safely cleared, officers risked life and limb to reopen the inside lane. The angry lorry driver was later charged with stopping on the motorway and fined £100 plus costs.
When?
To empty cider bottles in the cab.
Yeah, but he passed though, didn't he? That's the thing.
Cheerful chappy.
He was a little bit agitated.
You're so cool, calm, Quentin. So cool, calm.
You were?
You were.
Well, there's no point getting into a row, is there? Just let him get it out of his system.
Upsets them more, but you don't react.
Yeah.
Next week on Motorway, the unmarked cars video nasties.
And as you're still approaching at a speed, the fun's fairly obvious.
Yet more trouble for Steve and Keir.
Use your bloody eyes! Barry, that keeps flicking the water down.
All right.
And we're back on the road with the Dead Dog Squad.
And that's next Tuesday at 10:30.